good whatever time of the day it is you are listening to us. This is the P&A Podcast Express. It is episode, 7B38-9er 5276-8675309. He's Adam Filkins. I'm Phil Nickel. Welcome to the P&A Podcast Express. You can email us at pineapple-nipple-arsehole. That's arsehole, A-R-S-E-H-O-L-E. Pineapple-nipple-arsehole, all one word, at gmail.com, or P&A Podcast Express at gmail.com. That's painful nut allergy or podcastexpress at gmail.com. Got it.
You did.
Barely.
Congratulations. Good job.
We are coming to you live. Well, we're live right now. We're still alive at the moment.
When
this comes out, you never know.
You know, you can't see it listening to us, but whenever Phil gets the email and everything right, I give him a treat.
That's right, he does. Scooby snack.
Yep.
Not LSD. But we covered that in the last episode. So we are coming to you live from the Silver Tavern here in Deckerville. It is a lively place this evening. There's probably about 15 people in here currently. And they are getting rowdy, it seems like.
It is lively.
Very lively.
Yes. Alive.
So, how's everybody doing out there? Email us and let us know. You know what? I've got a special treat. So Drunk Phil over the weekend decided to make some notes for Sober Phil for the show.
Fantastic. I see they are rolled up, folded up.
I have not looked at these.
I'm anxious to see them.
Sober Phil, which I'm ish right now.
I'm anxious to see if there's just a penis drawn on that paper.
I'm waiting for that, too. It's either going to be a middle finger or a penis, one of the two. It's actually words. Okay. Oh, Drunken Phil is not very creative because the first one is just farts.
Okay, which
we
often cover.
It just says farts. That's all. The first note says farts.
Nice.
Oh, my friend is a dick, and here's why. All right, it just came back to me. So when I was in college, we had, as people were wont to do back in the late 90s, early 2000s, we had a designated room for our computer because laptops weren't really prevalent then, so you had a desktop computer.
You had
a separate room for the fucking computer.
Yeah.
Which is absurd as shit when you think about it now.
Yes.
And we had this chair, this plushy old chair, and it always stunk. Well, come to find out, his big mission in life was every time he had to fart really bad, he would bury his ass way deep into this chair and let it rip. So anytime you sat in it, it would just waft upwards.
Oh, boy.
So I had a boss I didn't like once, and I executed this practice onto him that I had learned from my buddy who was a dick, and it worked. The one day he sat in his chair, he's like, man, it stinks around here.
Is that almost the same preservation method in the foam as it would be to jar?
I think it's very similar. Jars, of course, are they don't let anything escape. There's no permeation with a jar.
Right.
Where an open-celled foam is kind of there for the world, but it's kind of like Pavlovian conditioning. Like, you have to condition that foam to smell like a fart, so it takes a lot of effort. I mean, it doesn't happen instantaneous.
No.
We're talking about,
it
took anywhere between 50 to 75 farts before he noticed.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's dedication.
That's a long con right there.
I don't know, I'd have probably given up after like 10.
Yeah.
Been like, not worth it.
I don't give up easily. This is episode 38 of the podcast, and we're still not doing worth a shit. I don't even look at the numbers anymore. I don't care. Tonight's podcast is brought to you by Phil's Wallet.
Yep.
Adam,
wait, my wallet's in there too.
Yeah, Adam has his new microphone tonight in case you can't tell. So
I do.
Sounding special once again. Yep.
So that means I can get in here and I can give you the voice.
All right, so we covered note number 1, which is farts.
Yes.
Note number 2 just says geese.
Oh, fuck geese.
It's fuck geese, exactly.
I don't throw a lot of F-bombs out there, but fuck geese.
So here's the karate kick to the crotch, and this is going to be kind of an extended story, so buckle up, Buttercup. I drive to work, and I take this very special route on my way to work because I do a thing called the Daily Fill of the Amish, where if I see Amish buggies on the roadway, I take a Snapchat of it and send it to a large group of people. And usually I name it, I give it a certain edition. I say Daily Fill, my name, P-H-I-L, Daily Fill of the Amish. And then I send the snap, and I usually give it an edition name, like it's fucking cold out edition, or whatever song's playing on the radio that comes through the snap. So I take this certain route. Lately, this one person has these fucking geese, these free-range geese, that I have to stop for on a paved road. and wait for them to sort themselves out. Fucking geese.
This time of year, you're sure they're free-range geese and not just wild geese out doing wild geese shit?
Well, they tend to... They're white for the most part. I mean, wild geese don't tend to be, pure white. And I get stressed out every time. And, well, you see what had happened was, when I was a kid, my aunt had geese on the farm, and they would chase me around relentlessly. Geese are mean as fuck. And they're the dumbest of all the fowls out there, I believe.
Yes, I would agree with that.
So anyway, one day, what had happened was, one bit me in the ass. And I have this irrational fear of geese now. So it really triggers me when I'm driving down the road and this flock of geese is just there, and I have to, wait for them to part the sea so I can drive through them. Mind you, this is in the middle of a road where the speed limit's 55 miles per hour. I have every inkling one of these days to get revenge upon the geese and just take one or two of them out with my speeding bullet of a car at 55 to 70 miles an hour. Would that be wrong if I did?
No.
Okay.
No, to me, that is legitimate. Fuck geese.
Yeah.
They come up, we've got our pond. They come up on our island. I go and mow the island, in June, when the grass should be really nice and lush, and it's not. But really all that spews out my mower is goose shit.
So that was, goose shit. That was a huge karate kick to the crotch the other day when I was already running late for work, and the geese were not being cooperative. And I'm not going to get out of my car due to this irrational fear I have of geese, hence vis-a-vis being bitten in the ass once when I was about 8 years old. So I'm definitely in a predicament. So what would you do in this case?
Well, without incriminating myself, I believe that the statute of limitations on goose murder has passed for me.
Okay. So you've you have experience in this arena.
Well, I was trying to scare geese.
Okay, go
off
on.
of our pond.
Tell me more.
I shot a small caliber gun near them, and
just a warning shot across the bow.
And they didn't really move. They
right?
didn't move. So then I shot again, and I tried to hit the water near them.
Yeah.
And the ricochet, it made them all leave except one. And I had to go out in the boat. I had to go out in the boat and get that one, or
because he wasn't going to fly away on his own volition.
Yeah, very lazy, very lazy.
And he only got lazier after that.
Yeah, what I shot at him, I believe, might have been Valium. I don't know, but he wasn't going anywhere.
So these geese just drive me fucking bonkers, and I'm just looking for Amish people. Fucking geese, get off the goddamn road.
I'll tell you what, I don't see them when I go to work in the morning right now because it's dark out still.
Right.
Sun's just coming up, but...
Maybe I should leave earlier then, is what you're saying, because if it happens and it's dark and I don't spot said geese...
after picking that goose up, I don't think I want to hit a goose with my car.
But do you think I would stop at this point? I mean, should I?
Well, no, I don't think you would stop, but I think you would be repairing your car.
Oh, that's true, too.
You'd have to get some silver duct tape for that.
I've got for the silver bullet. I've got enough problems as it is. So when I first got that piece of shit, I'd only had it for a week, and I was driving to Sandusky, and I see a deer beside the road, and I slow right down to a stop. The deer is in the middle of the road now, and I'm dead stop. So I decide, you know what? If I accelerate just a little bit, maybe 5 miles an hour, he'll get the hint and go off to the left to the other ditch, opposite ditch. This son of a bitch and deer actually ran himself right into the side of my car. The dent's still there. I was not even hardly moving. He ran into my car.
Jeez.
He headbutted my car.
We had that happen. We bought a Buick. That really nice car. Probably one of the nicest cars I've ever had.
I just hope that deer gets chased by geese.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure he will.
Yeah.
Geese are assholes.
They're fucking assholes.
So the deer ran into the side of our car. Literally pull over to the side of the road to see if it did any damage. It didn't do a thing.
Right.
And a state cop pulls up right behind us. He's like, I seen it hit your car. Do anything? I'm like, no. He goes, it spun around 15 times. He goes, it looked like it was a pro skater.
It was like the LeBron James of barely getting fouled as far as spinning around, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, just the big flop on that one. So that's the geese note. See, I'm putting this together.
Yeah, well, you're gonna piece it together.
Maybe I know a little bit more about drunk Phil than I actually let on to know. So the third and final note here is just...
I'm listening.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
It's just wood toilet seat. Wood
Oh.
toilet seat. Whoever fucking thought that was a great idea?
Well,
I had a friend growing up who their parents had a wooden toilet seat on their toilet, but it had a crack in it.
Well, I was just going to say, you ever had one of those
And if you
bastards crack?
spun, it pinched you. Mm-hmm. Have you ever been pinched by a wooden toilet seat on your ass? It doesn't feel good.
Like right where the cheek meets the leg is usually where it happens.
And it's just, if you're...
And then you feel that for a while.
If you're having trouble getting things moving, that'll scare you enough that it'll scare the shit out of you, literally.
It will. It will.
So who thought a fucking wooden... So we always harped on him. And then you know what happened next? His parents got one of those toilet seats that's padded, and it always goes...
Yeah.
When you sit down. I'm like, why can't your parents just buy a normal toilet seat?
You have to imagine that the padding in that seat. My grandparents always had.
This is a callback to the open cell foam in the chair for the boss.
Exactly. There is going to be certain scents that don't leave that foam. And the vinyl that they use is not like a high-quality marine vinyl.
It always ends up with a hole somewhere in it. Instead of
Exactly.
when you sit down. Now, I can get behind a heated toilet seat that's a hard plastic, but why would you want a cushy toilet seat or a wood toilet seat? And another absurdity, frankly, is people who theme their bathrooms with decor.
They're always nautical.
The decorative theme, what do schooners and sailboats make you want to poop? I don't understand.
Well, definitely a seahorse does not.
No,
nor does a ship's wheel.
Sitting here looking at a starfish and a seahorse, I'm like, I get the symbolism.
A starfish and a seahorse in like a little net, hanging from a steering wheel off a ship.
Right, and then the shower curtains, of course, nautical theme.
Yeah, shells.
And for some reason, there's a faux ship steering wheel in there, too. Like, what the fuck is this going to do?
Well, it usually has the net hanging from it that the starfish and the seahorse is hanging from.
Like, themed. It was a big thing in the 90s. I remember in college, you could go to whatever shitty store, Meijer or wherever, and they had these layouts of different themes you could do for your bathroom. And I remember as college kids, that's great. Let's theme our bathroom. That was the last thing on my mind. It still is. And I go to so many people's houses still. Especially in the 70s, it was a big deal. And another thing, you go to these same people's fucking houses, and they probably have that big wooden fork and big wooden spoon hanging on the fucking wall in their dining room or their kitchen at some point. What are you doing with your life?
The ultimate bathroom to me would be like one that looks just like a hotel room.
That would be great.
It's just simple, clean, and...
By the way, the bathroom we had at the Hampton Inn, since we got the handicap-accessible bathroom, top-notch.
I was in another handicap-accessible bathroom this past weekend.
Okay.
When I went to Wrestling Regionals.
You've really lucked out lately.
Huge.
Just
huge.
massive.
And this was at Holiday Inn. It was just as big.
It's the Taj Mahal of bathrooms.
Now, this one didn't have a tub in it.
Okay.
It had an actual shower that you could, if you were in a wheelchair, you could roll into it. It was part of the floor, and then it had a seat that folded down.
That's beautiful.
It's like I could just live in there.
So I don't know if I told the story on the podcast. We go to State Bowling Tournament. We're supposed to have a block of rooms for our group, and they didn't have a room for us. And the lady at the front counter, bless her soul, she didn't seem to understand. Well, she just sat there blankly like, I don't have a room for you. And finally I said to her, I need a room. Do you have a room available? She's like, I'm like, I don't understand what you're not getting about this concept.
Well, the reason we got a room...
You were there for part of that, weren't you?
I was. The reason we got a room is because you weren't like, I need a room. You were like, hey, baby, I need a room.
Hey, baby, you can stop by if you want. She said, oh, God, no, I'm putting you in a handicap-accessible room. That's how it went down.
They seen Eddie.
And then she said, I'll never see you ever again, hopefully.
Yeah.
And she said, don't ever talk to me again like that.
And you were like, thank you, baby.
All right, I won't.
Thank you, baby.
Well, it is what it is. We ended up, I'm
having too much fun with the
lean in and the...
Yeah, with the Barry White thing going on here.
No, please, God, no, stop. So we ended up in his room, and somebody stopped by, and they said, your bathroom is as large as our entire room. And I said, that's how we live in these days, man.
That's how we roll. They knew we were coming.
Right.
They knew that we were probably going to have somebody sleeping in there with the alcohol consumption.
That may or may not have happened.
No, it didn't. We like to think that it would have, that we still had that kind of partying chops. But
it had a very comfortable, long toilet seat because it was the big, long toilet. I might have fallen asleep for a little bit in there at some point.
Well, this is this is our version of partying now. We get up in the morning. We get there Friday night. We have a few beers. We go to sleep. We get up in the morning. We go bowl because we had to bowl kind of early.
My stupid ass was up at 7 o'clock showering.
Yeah, we were all up earlier than we needed to be, and then we come back. We go to Buffalo Wild Wings. We absolutely gorge ourselves on wings.
Which the ass on that server was amazing.
Yeah, she was
built well.
Yes. And very nice.
Oh, very
nice.
polite. Very great service.
And then we came back and we took like a 2.5-hour nap.
I know, all while Eddie's still working.
Eddie never napped, and then by the time we were recording the podcast that night, which is a classic, by the way.
Oh, that is a great...
Bowling Tournament Edition is fantastic.
Check it out if you so are want to do it. It'd be, about episode 32 or so, give or take.
Yeah, give or take.
But I believe we're on like 30.
But it is...
Yeah.
It is tagged as the state bowling edition,
and it was good. It was that one was sponsored by Jack Daniels, and you could really tell by the end of it.
Yeah, Jack Daniels and probably by the end sleep depravity.
Yeah, a lot of that. It was a classic. It was fun having so many people in the room to witness it. Stefan, great guest. Please come on again. I've texted you that. I've gotten so much positive feedback from that episode.
Yeah.
Normally people don't say shit because it's just you and I. You're great. I suck. I realize that. So.
Yeah, well, and so does everybody else.
Right.
But you got to have that yin and yang.
They do. I have to. Yeah.
I wouldn't sound near as good if I was on the podcast with somebody good.
Yeah, you
100%. You wouldn't sound near as bad, so there wouldn't be that yin and yang.
So we're just a poster podcast for mediocrity.
Yes, we fall. Our needle falls squarely in the middle.
We are average.
Yes.
Just average.
We are the engine temperature of podcasts. Because you notice that we always want that to fall in the middle. If it starts going too low, you're not going to get heat.
That's right.
Goes too high, well, you're going to be stranded somewhere.
And if this were a class, we would not be setting the curve if it was graded on a curve. We'd be the ones that you want to sit beside and maybe get a few answers off of, but not all of them.
No.
We're going to pull a solid C+, maybe a B- if we get lucky.
Yeah, on a good day.
Yeah.
If it's a multiple choice, we got a C+.
Well, and you know me, of course, when you had those Scantrons back in the day, I'm kind of dating myself. Sometimes I would just draw pictures of dicks by filling in the bubbles and things like that.
Yeah.
I'd get bored. It's my nature.
I used to try and spell abracadabra and then always get stuck in that one question that didn't have an R.
Oh, shit! I know what you mean. So that's the end of Drunken Phil's notes, but that was entertaining. Thank you, Drunken Phil, for that contribution.
Fantastic. Drunken Phil would be a great guest.
Oh, he would be a great guest. You have no idea.
Oh.
Drunken Phil comes up with some pretty fucking crazy ideas.
I do know this.
Yeah, you've been around Drunken Phil before.
Drunken Phil, State Bowling Edition.
Yeah, listen, that's just a little taste.
Yeah.
A little taste.
That's a reference point.
That was not nearly as drunk on that edition as I was when I made these notes, because I got home the one night over the weekend and I was just fucking ripped. I'm like, I need to write down some notes for the podcast.
Thank you, Drunk Phil.
Drunk Phil says, drink more beer.
So, yeah. So, how's your week been?
Oh, shit. Like it's a dog-eat-dog world and I'm wearing milk-bone underwear.
I kind of feel like I'm going for the record of stringing together the most Mondays in a row.
Yeah, Jesus. Today was just second Monday. I have Friday off again. I have 2 straight 3-day weekends because I took last Friday off as a vacation day. Bad Brad hasn't been around this week, so it's been okay. But the audacity of the people I work with giving me more work. Like, they're keeping me so busy. I'm on this one project now that they're like assholes. They email me incessantly, and it bothers the shit out of me. It's like I have things to do. There's YouTube videos I want to watch.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I don't really get a chance to do anything at all recreational at work, which is fine with me because I this pace of my day,
right,
it's gone in an instant.
Yeah,
so I can't complain about that.
The days do go by quickly. I mean, I'm halfway through this week already. The only recreational thing I've been doing lately at work is drugs, but that's okay.
Okay, well, I did put in a request for a frozen beverage machine.
Yes, as well you should.
I under the guise that I would probably have a smoothie,
right?
But I would also probably try and put hand sanitizer in it or whatever we got around.
Or rum. By the way, episode 2, if you haven't listened to it, is fantastic. That's probably our second best episode. It's not.
Critically acclaimed.
That's the one that's going to put us on the map is episode 2.
What's an award for a podcast? There's like the Emmys, there's the Oscars, there's the Tonys.
Is it just the Dickies Awards or something?
Probably. It's probably the Dickie,
It's probably just a dildo painted silver.
And somebody goes to Walmart and gets you a Dickie t-shirt.
you've won this year's Dickie Award.
That just says award.
Most Average Podcast. This year's nominees are the P&A Express Podcast.
Or the Podcast Express.
Yeah, they can't even get their own name right. That's how average they are. They put out episodes twice a week, but nobody's listening.
And even though he wouldn't be nominated, Joe Rogan would win it.
Yeah, and the winner is Joe Rogan. What the fuck?
Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody, but I'll beat the shit out of you if you didn't win. So.
Yeah, I was going to put a beating on him, and I'm going to go swim around in my vault of money.
So, totally off topic.
Oh, whoa, that's not us. Whoa, we don't ever do that on this podcast.
No,
go ahead.
So I apologize for taking a hard left here, but do gingers have a soul?
I don't know. I've never really given this much thought. Should I?
Yes.
Maybe that's something Drunken Phil should tackle.
I mean, they say that eventually gingers are going to, like, go away. You know, there's not going to be any more gingers. They're being
eradicated?
Fleeced out of the gene pool.
They're being culled out of the herd?
But yet, every damn time you turn around, somebody's showing off their ginger-headed kid.
Oh, unbelievable. If you have a ginger-headed kid, don't show him off. That's the last thing you want to do.
Well, we want to see a picture.
Yeah, we do.
Because I want to take that picture, and I want to take it to a medium, and I want to see if they have a soul.
Oh, okay. So can we maybe... Yeah.
If you are a ginger.
Send a picture.
Send a picture.
Yeah.
Definitely send a picture.
Yeah, please. And you can email it to us.
And this is not a knock on gingers.
No, it's not.
It's a total, you know, I'm kind of infatuated when I found out that genetically they will eventually
be eradicated. Just be gone. Be gone.
Yeah.
It's such an anomaly when it comes to the genetics of the makeup of them.
And does that mean that all Irish people will then be gone?
You know, I love Irish people.
They're good people. And they're a lot of redheads.
That is true. That is true. By the way, has Big Irish J reached out to us after my heartfelt apology for heckling him?
He has not, but maybe that would be... Is he redheaded? Well, I mean,
I think he is, yeah.
Or was he when he had...
He's very Irish. I think he had red hair. Maybe we should ask if he has a soul.
Yeah.
I'm sure he has a big stand-up thing about it.
Probably.
Because he talked... Yeah. You know, somebody said to me, they're like, why do you think comedy so much is self-defecating humor? I'm like, well, nobody wants to hear somebody bragging about how great their shit is, you know? Like
self-defecating?
Self-defeating.
Oh, did you say defecating? Because
yeah,
that's what I heard.
Self-defeces. Sorry, I was thinking about the league.
Shitting on yourself,
The league, self-defeces. Yes. But anyway, which is a great episode. Ralphie always kills me in the league. And, but the humor, because nobody wants to hear you brag about shit. That's not funny. I mean, especially when it's true.
Right.
So you want to hear about how terrible... You know what it does? It makes someone feel better about their own situation. Because they're like, I have a small penis too!
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and then, you know, like saying that you suck on the podcast.
Right.
You really don't. But,
oh, shit!
But there's lots of people out there that are going to identify and go, well, I could suck on a podcast.
I could really suck on a podcast.
Yeah, man, I could go out there and I could kill sucking.
I could be just as average as the next guy at a podcast.
Exactly. Which we are.
Most podcasts say their tagline is not your average podcast. Ours is, just your average podcast.
Yeah, that's your average podcast with nothing to offer anyone.
That's right. We talk about nothing. We're average at it. And go ahead and take a listen. Why not, right?
Yeah, I mean, you've got other things that you could do.
Of course you do. We haven't gotten any of those in
here
yet.
But you can also do them while listening to the podcast.
Sorry about your luck.
Now, traditionally, isn't the trombone only go 3 times? Wah, wah, wah. We got an extra one here.
Yeah.
We're going the extra mile.
Wow, that's above average. The band is in-house again tonight. The new microphones are working. We've successfully talked for a while about nothing. I like it.
Well, that's what we do.
What other stories? Do you have any My Friend is a Dick and Here's Why contributions?
Oh, there's so many.
Mine was, of course, burying farts in the chair, so later when I sat down to do my chemistry homework, it fucking smelled like farts.
Yeah. So I kind of have and I have not done this at my new place of employment.
Okay.
But at one of my former places of employment, I had everybody believing that the IT department had hired overseas help to handle help desk tickets.
You didn't talk with an accent, did you, when they called you? You did.
Hello, my name is Charles. Thank you for calling me on the telebus.
I knew it. I knew where this was going, and I love it.
So we had Charles. That was our.
Okay.
He was in Atlanta, Georgia.
He was the no nonsense guy. He's like, I do not understand your problem.
Yeah.
I think you ought to be an idiot.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, this is ID 10 year.
Yes.
ID 10 year.
Error 10 inches in front of the screen.
Yes. This is a pepcak. Problem exists between chatter and keyboard. So yeah, I had everybody believing, and like people would call, and I only did this to like certain people.
Right.
But they totally bought into the fact that we had outsourced some of our support, and we had Charles out of, and I really had a lady one time say to me, I don't believe you're in Atlanta, Georgia. And I
don't believe you're in Atlanta, Georgia. That's bullshit.
I'm like, oh no, I'm a big Giants fan. Big Giants fan here in Atlanta. And she's like, I don't think the Giants are in Atlanta. I'm like, oh yes, Giants in Atlanta.
And Braves.
Yes.
And Braves.
No, I always gave the wrong.
I know, of course you should.
So and she thought she had it all figured out.
Right.
And
lo and behold, it was not.
Yeah.
Things were not.
I mean, she was correct.
Things were not fine.
No, things were not as they seemed.
He thought that would be the last time he'd have to deal with that. It wasn't.
So yeah, I would.
And I'm talking about a wooden toilet seat pinching your ass.
Yes. Charles would not have liked that. Nah, toilet seat. Oh, you're gonna have to throw something.
Anyone?
Up there.
Bueller. Kind of. You can you can take that one. And yeah, he wants.
I want a triple jam.
She's got it. She's got her order.
She's hooking it up.
You can leave mine here because you'll bring over a picture of it. Thank you.
Oh yeah, you better leave that one too because they're bringing a picture.
I appreciate it. We appreciate it. It's a good effort.
Well,
you know what?
She's working like two people.
It's very busy. So, talking to the kids at home, there's two things that have been determined here. One, episode 2. Oh shit! I don't have any beer.
Yeah.
No, that was.
It's a dry episode too.
I'm just gonna sit here and waller for a minute.
It'll be all right, Phil.
Okay, we need to have another giveaway of something online, and we need to schedule our live event. Live event. Coming to you live from the Silver Tavern in Deckerville. So any ideas on that live event? When we could have it? When we should do it? What we should do?
Well, I think we should have people come out, hang out with us, get on the podcast if you want to.
What about some Jello wrestling?
Well...
No.
Yeah, probably not.
Not a good idea.
Have you seen some of our fans?
I've seen us.
Well, that's the problem. It would probably be you and I.
We'd end up being the ones wrestling in Jello.
Yeah, that would not be good.
That's not visually appealing. Not at all. How's that triple jam? I am still drinkless over here.
Have you had this stuff yet?
It's good.
It's so good. It's very sweet, but man, it's good.
Very sweet, but yet unassuming. It gets out of its own way very well, and it finishes nice and dry.
Yes. Yeah. This is like wine if you're not.
Yeah. If you're not a wino.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that 100%.
Yes.
So, anyway, we do have some beef jerky here this week. Do we want to get to that, or do we want to move on to other things?
You know what? We might as well hit some beef jerky. I have queued up. This beef jerky moment is brought to you by Tuscola Palooza.
Yes, get that in here. You give this spiel. I'm going to go. Well, actually, she's on it right now. Go ahead and give the spiel, though, because we appreciate it.
Tuscola Palooza, we partnered up with them to promote their event that they're having.
Right.
It is going to be, I'm going by memory here, I believe August 7th.
I think that's correct.
It's an all-day music festival. Check it out, TuscolaPalooza.com. They're bringing in all kinds of local bands. Starts at like 11 a.m. and it's going to go until, in through the dark hours of the night.
BYOB.
It's going to, they've got, Infamous Quick there, the 99, yes. Mike Abraham and his crew. They're always good to watch. Eric Van Landingham and his band, Infamous Quick, great to watch. They put on a great show. Sugar Punk Fairies, my cousin's wife, is actually in that band.
Sweet.
And they're very good. They're all-girl band, and they rock. So, it's going to be a good time. They're going to headline it with Detroit Rock City, which is a KISS tribute band. So it's going to be a really good time.
It's going to be a very good time, and it is Canopies, chairs, umbrellas, and coolers are welcome. It is BYOB. And let's see the schedule of lineups here, as you alluded to. We are actually one of the sponsors of this event.
We are.
Which is pretty crazy. We can't even take care of ourselves, but we're sponsoring things.
I was told by a good source that they would work something in for us to be on stage at least once, maybe a few times.
Bring your rotten fruit to throw at us then.
Yes, you're right. Well, I prefer vegetables.
Yeah. Yeah, we're more of a veggie crew, but
yeah.
It blows my mind that we actually are something. I don't know.
I'm not sure what it is, but we are that.
Can't quite put my finger on it or in it, but we are something.
But as we chew our beef jerky, I have a clip pulled up here from...
Which great feedback, by the way, that no one wants to hear us chew beef jerky.
Yes,
which is,
yes. We appreciate that.
Yeah. See, it's feedback. That's stuff we can use.
That's the stuff that feeds the podcast.
That's right. It makes it... Hey, we're striving for average here, so anything we can do to achieve that, please let us know.
Be the change you want to be. Send that email.
That's right.
Be the change you want to see.
And even if it's strongly worded, we appreciate that too, because our words aren't very strong.
No, if it's even mildly worded, you don't even really have to use words. You can mash the keyboard with your face for all I care.
You could just fart and
yes.
audibly record it audibly and send it and send it to us.
Or let the voice to text go from that,
yeah,
and we'll just get brah.
And we're like, here's what listeners have to say.
Yeah. Your fart could be heard on the air.
Yes. Oh! If you would like your fart played on the podcast, send us an audio file of said fart, and we shall play it on the podcast. We will put it on one of our little drop buttons here.
Yes. And that will go over well, I am sure.
Well, definitely. I mean, it seems to be a heavy subject matter for us.
But as our chewing, our music-sponsored chewing section... this is Eric Van Landingham from Infamous Quick and Mike Abraham from the 99 that will both be playing at Tuscolapalooza, Tuscolapalooza.com.
Yes.
This is a thing that they've done, Old Guys Rockin', which is what they are.
It's beautiful.
And it's pretty fantastic. But this is them with a Motorhead cover
Love Motorhead.
Of Ace of Spades.
Lemmy is God.
And
who would win in a fight, Lemmy or God? False. Lemmy is God.
That valid point.
Yes. God rest his soul.
We will play this while we chew. We'll be back in just a moment. Well, thank you, Mr. Van Landingham.
That was beautiful, and it allowed us to chew said beef jerky without our listeners having to agonize about hearing it.
It did.
So,
And they did a wonderful job. Come out and see it at Tuscolapalooza. You're going to have
It's going to be a
good
great
time.
show. It's going to be a great. It's an all-day event. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And we're going to do stuff there. We don't know what yet, but we're going to do stuff.
They'll have us doing stuff in some capacity, whether it's good or bad. Who knows? We'll try our best. I guess that's all I can do.
Well, I'm sure they're going to have porta potties that need cleaned.
Yes.
So that's something.
They don't want regular Phil. They're going to want drunk Phil because nobody likes Bruce Banner. Everybody wants the Hulk.
Right.
So come out and watch me potentially shit myself.
Fantastic.
That in and of itself is... All right, let's get to the jerky reviews. Our first one...
Jerky.
Our first one here comes to us from Red Truck Gourmet Beef Jerky, redtruckbeefjerky.com. It is a McCormick flavored, the Grill Mates seasoning. It's smokehouse maple, but it's in beef jerky form. They've gone and taken these McCormick seasonings. Heavily disappointed here, though, because I ordered their 4-pack, and it was supposed to include Montreal steak and smokehouse maple. They were out of Montreal steak, and they sent me 2 bags of smokehouse maple. And so, love this product, Red Truck Beef Jerky, but shame on not giving me what I ordered.
Man, because I'm pretty... The Montreal steak is pretty good.
That would have been... That's what I was looking for.
The smokehouse maple is... it's one of my favorite things on burgers.
So this jerky right now, it's excellent. It has good texture. It's very savory, but yet it has the sweet notes in the middle because it has the smokehouse maple comes through, the smoky blend and the spices. It hits just right. It's not overpowering. The middle of the palate's the most pleasant part because there's the sweet really mixes well with everything else. It's a solid effort. I'd say it's probably about a 7. It's about an 8. I'd give it 7.7. So, good rating for this. This is, once again, McCormick's Grill Mates Smokehouse Maple. It is from Red Truck Gourmet Beef Jerky. It says their tagline is, enjoy it anywhere.
Which you could.
Hey, you can take this with you to the beach. You can take this with you to the top of the water tower to paint your sweetie's name on it if you want to. Not the water tower, not the beef jerky.
Yeah.
And, epic flavor. So, solid effort there. 7.5, 7.7 right there. So, the Grill Mates Smokehouse Maple. Our second...
I agree with your assessment.
It's good. And it starts off really a little sweet, and then the middle, everything kind of blends together. But it finishes with the smoke flavors. Exactly
you get that smokehouse in there, and it's good.
That's a good finish.
Solid effort.
Texture is good, yeah. Second one, we've had these guys on here before, but we are jerky.com. That's www.jerky.com, spelled how it sounds. This is their blackened Cajun beef jerky. Made in the USA, world famous. I've never heard of it before, though, so I don't know how it's world famous. Small batch jerky. Another solid effort. Really a little bland for my taste once again. I don't know why these people are afraid of flavor. These must be the people that think mayonnaise is spicy. Because when I go blackened Cajun, I expect something to just right in the face.
You want something to kick you.
Right. It's good. I mean, the texture is good.
The texture is good. It's good flavor.
Yeah, good
but
flavor.
It's
a little drier. It's a little drier than some of the other jerkies we've had. Like I said, jerky.com. You can definitely taste the soy sauce comes through in it. And I noticed this, and it's not a shocker to read this, but pineapple juice is the third ingredient. It has a little hint of the sweet to bring out the Cajun spices. But it's good, but not great. I'd give this one about a 7.2, maybe about 7. Probably a solid 7.
Yeah, 7.
7.
It's a half point below.
Yeah, the other one.
Yeah.
But still, we haven't had a bad beef jerky yet on here. I mean, we've had a couple from jerky.com. We've had Biltong from Strive.
Yeah.
We had Willis's Market in Port Sound Lake. We had that, let me tell you, Drunk Phil housed the rest of that habanero jalapeno.
Oh, I would imagine that did
Drunk
not.
Phil came home and he saw that in the fridge and he said, "Arr, arr, 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 arr." And the dog's just looking at me like, "Are you fucking crazy?" No. Dog says, "Give me something." I'm like, "Too spicy for you."
Yeah. No, dog. No.
No, you don't want this. But anyway, 2 great jerkies tonight. Collective score of 14.7 between them. We're getting there. I've got more. Like I said, I think I've got another jerky.com effort. We still have the slab of biltong.
Yes.
It's just still aging.
Which is going to be our live show.
Yeah. We're going to break out the biltong
fest.
and share.
Yes.
I'm going to share. Because why not share with friends?
Yes.
Or foes? If you love our podcast, share it with your friends. And if you hate our podcast, share it with your enemies, like I always say.
Yes, and if you are listening to it and you hate it, what's wrong with you?
That's right. You're still listening at this point, though, which shame on you.
Those are the people that have a roll of sandpaper sitting next to their wooden toilet seat.
I guess. And they either wipe with it or are they sanding the toilet seat? Which one is it?
Yes.
Yes.
The answer is yes.
That's what my grandpa used to always say whenever toilet paper was bad somewhere. He'd say, they got that John Wayne toilet paper. And he'd be waiting for you to ask. Like, this is the greatest part about these dad jokes and grandpa jokes. Like, if you don't ask, it fucks with people. So we got to the point we wouldn't even ask because we knew what he was about to say. So somebody would always finally chime in, give it, and say, John Wayne toilet paper? ? And he says, yeah, it's rough, tough, and don't take no shit from no one.
So, we need to speak toilet paper economics here because I think this is a public service.
We've touched on this before, and this is a perfect time right after beef jerky.
Yes. Why would you go for single-ply toilet paper? Who in their right mind?
Who buys that for their house?
So I've said to somebody before, and I'll let them remain nameless because
no, call them out.
No,
that's bullshit.
It is, but I won't. Yeah, I'm letting them remain nameless. But, so here's the deal. They're like, well, this roll has like 2,000 sheets on it. I'm like, but it's a single sheet, so you're better off with the roll that has 1,200 two-plies.
Because with the single ply, you're doubling, even tripling them.
Yeah, you're sitting there for 5 minutes spooling that thing off like a clown pulling handkerchiefs out of his mouth.
That's the old George Burns joke. The last time I got a piece of ass was when my finger poked through the toilet paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and it will if you're using single ply.
Of course. You're going to be in a shitty situation.
But who is the genius that was like, you know what, I'm just going to save people a lot of trouble and I'm going to double ply. When is somebody going to come out with quadruple ply?
I've got to say it's got to be in the works. I mean, have you seen these commercials for the one toilet paper brand? They're not a sponsor, so I'm not going to say their name. But these bears are willingly talking about shitting and wiping. Is that what bears do in their spare time?
I don't think so, because we're not even sure they shit in the woods.
Right, and that's the joke about the bear and the rabbit, right?
Yeah.
You've heard that, yeah. You have trouble with shit sticking to your fur? Nope, so he picks up the rabbit and wipes his ass with him.
Yeah. But we still don't know if they really shit in the woods. If people know the answer to that.
If you've ever stepped in it, send us an email. Better yet, send us a picture. We love getting pictures of shit.
I tend not to travel where bears also travel.
Where's your sense of adventure?
I wouldn't even go to like a restaurant that Jake Cutler was going to.
Okay.
Mainly because it would probably suck.
Smokin' Jay is one of my favorites, though. Fucking Smokin' Jay.
There's a whole lot of people that aren't sports fans go, what's he talking about?
By the way, Jay Cutler, if you're available, and I know you are because now you're divorced and unemployed, you can come on our podcast. That's Jay Cutler.
We could trade Jay Cutler. Sorry.
Yeah.
We can trade you a pint of beer
and a pack of Marlboros
for your time.
Pint of beer and a pack of Marlboros.
And maybe we can dig up that Peyton Manning cutout that's usually hanging around here and send that home with you.
We'd let you throw footballs at it because we know you're not going to hit it.
Oh, boy. So, yeah, the Elite Eights tonight.
Yeah.
While we're on this heavy sports thing.
It is, to pull back the curtain, it is Tuesday for once, actually, too. But somebody had to go and work last night and fucking throw a monkey wrench and everything.
Hey, want to record a podcast? No.
I can't at like 9 o'clock.
I'm working, so I'll just buy dinner and stuff. So it all worked out for me.
I'm making up for it. I have to. I feel terrible.
Terrible.
That's on the basketball thing. The TBS
as Sir Charles would say.
Terrible.
He'll be on there tonight.
He will, and it's going to be great. Other than U of M doesn't play till like 10 o'clock.
I know it.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I won't be up for that. I'll find out in the morning how they do.
There's going to be a lot of pie-eyed motherfuckers at work tomorrow.
I'll find out on the ABC Sports Report on 97.7 on my drive in.
With Eddie Fury.
I don't know. I haven't even heard him talk.
What's been up Eddie's ass lately? Besides the obvious.
Yeah, well.
His finger.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And his thumb.
Yeah. Maybe a fist. I miss Eddie.
I do too.
He's going to be at bowling tonight, though.
He is. That's what he claims. He'll be at bowling, and I'm sure.
And we've given up on JB. You know what, JB? You're banned. on this podcast because I've had enough of your shit.
We need an apology
of not showing up for bowling because you think these waste of time high school basketball games are worth attending.
I don't even know why they're on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
They can't compete with us.
There's better things to do on a Tuesday than watch a high school basketball game.
I'll guarantee you the minute we release the podcast at 7 o'clock, there is a mass exodus of people leaving high school gyms everywhere.
The vortex you'll hear is just the suction of people leaving.
Or you got some dad, mom sitting up there sharing earbuds to listen to
not paying attention.
Yeah.
Basketball's getting hurled into the stands, people getting hit in the head because they're so intensely focused on our podcast.
Little Jimmy throws a pass that's like 30 feet out of the way.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, good job, Jimmy, because they weren't paying attention. They're listening to the
That's
podcast.
also the quality of basketball you get at these games, too. Unbelievable.
You high school kids got to step it up.
I'm joking. I love high school sports. Everybody knows that. This is all in jest. I'm actually just more upset that JB prioritizes all that over us all the time. So
yeah.
I'm the petulant child that acts out just because my parents aren't giving me enough attention. So, I'm shaving the dog and, dumping milk out in the middle of the kitchen and farting in their chair, things like that.
I'm out of control at home. I eat cereal out of bowls that are way too big to eat cereal out of.
Whoa, slow down, buddy.
I know. So I know what you're going through, that rebellion stage.
Oh, yeah. I might even get a tattoo. I don't know. A tattoo.
I have a tattoo.
I know you do.
I have tattooed people.
I have too, by the way. Not well.
All I did was fill in stuff. It was kind of like a paint by
numbers. There's two things I've done that I actually love.
Oh, and the only number
regret.
was black.
Yeah, is number one. Is I have tattooed somebody, and I've also pulled somebody's tooth with a pair of pliers. Yeah, that's a great story.
Did you work for the mafia at the time, or what?
At the time? Still? No, this cat came over, and I worked with him at one of the bars that I bartended at in the past, because besides an average podcaster, I'm a below-average bartender, too. So,
fantastic.
So I freelance bartending places. I do bartend here at the old Silver Tavern, Deckerville, the old STD. For all your wants and needs, come to the STD. What's the worst that can happen? Anyway, we were pretty well intoxicated, and my buddy was there, my buddy Jer, of Jer Sucks fame, which, by the way, Jer, you do suck. And this guy says, man, this tooth is bothering me. And he says, I wish I could just have it pulled. And I said, I'll pull that shit for you. And he's like, you will? I'm like, yeah, you let me pull your tooth. I got pliers over here. I'll pull your fucking tooth. I yanked it out of his head. It came out in two parts. I yanked both parts. My buddy Jared almost passed out because he could not believe it.
Dude, you're talking about it and I want to pass out.
Yeah. I fucking yanked that tooth out. If you asked me to do something like, can you pull this tooth for me? I'm going to fucking pull his tooth for you.
I mean, I can appreciate the fact that you did not fuck around and you got that tooth out of his damn head.
He said it felt better after that. I'm going to take his word for it.
How drunk was he?
Oh, a scale of 1 to 10, it was a solid 9, 8 out of 10. Probably 10 out of 10.
So above
he was also
beef
on
jerky.
He was on some other shit, too, I feel like.
Well, he probably had to be.
I was sober enough to use a pair of pliers, so give me that credit.
Well, I'm kind of amazed.
You know what I was most worried about after I pulled it? I'm like, was that the tooth? He's like, yeah. I'm like, I thought I pulled the wrong tooth at first. I'm like, well, I guess we're going back for round 2. And he said, there's still a piece of it in there, and I got both pieces out. He gave me one piece. He still has one piece. I've got it somewhere.
Is it like one of those friends necklaces that you
can
you
put it together, and
yeah.
it forms a heart.
This forms a tooth?
Yeah, this forms a tooth. So, yeah, I pulled his tooth with a pair of pliers, and my buddy still talks about that to this day. He's like, I cannot fucking believe you actually did it. I'm like, he asked me to. I'm a man of my word.
That is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So that's another one of those jobs that you don't get paid for.
Yeah, of course.
But yet pays for itself.
Add that to my resume of things I do and don't get paid for, which is pretty much everything this day and age, except for my day job, which thank you to my day job for
supporting all of your habits.
Yeah. Thanks for calling them habits, too. I love it.
Yeah.
They're not hobbies at this point.
No.
They're habits.
No, it's almost like, I can't miss it this week because I didn't miss it last week.
So if you want me to pull your tooth, I will do that for you. I don't fuck around. Yeah, he almost passed out.
I can't really think of a point where I'm going to be like, hey, Phil.
He couldn't believe it.
Will you do minor surgery
He
on
said,
me?
you were so nonchalant about it. You just give it a yank, then you held it up, and my buddy's like, I saw the tooth, and I damn near passed out. He's like, oh, my God.
Damn.
It was intense.
It sounds intense.
That was at my apartment in Croswell. Those were the wild days, though. That's when I was getting in fights in bars and getting arrested. And
Yeah.
I was in I don't give a fuck mode. I was going through my divorce.
This was well post, like, when we used to party at the trailer.
Oh, yeah, this was about circa 2015. I've since gotten my shit together a lot since then. Lots of counseling, lots of therapists that I've both fired and have fired me. I've been fired by 2 different therapists before.
Well, if you don't get fired by a therapist, did you really need it in the
Are
first
you really
place?
trying
Yeah.
to get better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, did you need it in the first place?
I don't know.
If they're like, well, this is easy.
Yeah. Well, the one just said, I don't think I can see you anymore. And I'm like, did I turn invisible all of a sudden? She says, this is exactly what I'm talking about. I'm like, I'm still here. She's like, okay, let me rephrase this. I don't want to see you anymore. And I'm like,
Now I have an identity crisis. I think I'm John Cena.
I'm like, well, how are you going to work this shit out?
Oh,
and I'm
boy.
like, can you suggest someone for me to see? And she's like, I don't want to do that. And I'm like, can or won't? Both?
Yeah. I would have totally went with the, am I John Cena?
That's right. She did. Oh, man. And she was, I thought she was doing a fine job, but apparently which you get, pretty much, it's me talking about myself just like I do on the podcast. So, I mean, you're hearing, well, it's a lot more in depth. The darker side comes out. And she sat there and she's like, I don't think I can help you. And I said, well, that's a great vote of confidence. You know, if you wanted to make me feel better, that's not the way to do it. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I don't think I can help you.
You know,
And I said, it's your fucking job.
on a totally different note, we have a lady at the hospital who's like in charge of all of our
Psychiatric well-being.
No, in charge of all of our COVID stuff.
Oh, Jesus.
And I call her Chris Hansen. I'm like, you call people in and you're like, have a seat.
Have a seat.
Have a seat right over there.
I see you have a six-pack of Bartles and James.
I see you have a 6-pack of Bartles and James, a quart jar of Vaseline and rope and duct tape. What were you planning tonight?
I see you have a deck of cards, a bottle of Boone's Farm, Snow Creek Berry, and a tub of Vaseline. What were your intentions?
Strawberry Hill is more the Boone's Farm of choice for your people, but, you know.
Don't understand. These kids aren't going to like that.
I know, because I was here yesterday. Whoa!
Have a seat. Have a seat right over there.
Let's have a discussion.
Have a seat.
So you were emailing back and forth with feelmytits@gmail.com, who claimed to be an 18-year-old female.
No, they don't claim to be 18 on that show.
Initially.
Oh.
But once you found out they were only 14,
That's when you turned up the heat.
that's right. Oh, Jesus. This isn't going anywhere. Let's switch the subject.
Speak about the darker side. But anyways, yeah, I say that she's
You call her
Chris
the Chris
Hansen
Hansen.
because she calls people in and be like,
The Chris Hansen
yeah,
of
you
COVID.
get a few days off.
Which we don't talk about that on the show, but
No.
I'll allow it in this case.
Well, this is more of the comical side of it.
Because there's a great comical side to COVID.
Oh, there is.
5 years from now, we'll all sit back and laugh.
Yes. And we may all have tails. Who knows? We don't know at this point.
And then you'll have to cut holes in the back of all your shorts.
Yeah, well, who says I don't do
Don't
that already?
Who says that's not what I do already?
Jeez, oh, beats.
So
Being awful assumptive there.
don't shame me about this.
And it's not for what you think it is.
Oh.
Oh, wait, maybe it is for what you think it is.
Vis-a-vis C. Grover's chair we talked about a few episodes ago.
I'm sure all of his shorts have a nice size hole in the back.
and they were put there by excessive force, not by scissors.
Yeah, they're more of a tear than anything.
Nothing's fine, I'm torn. Natalie Imbruglia. There you go.
Oh boy,
We've devolved. I like it.
we have. This is. Where's the rails? Because we're off them.
Oh, wait. What's this one do? I don't think that's what I wanted. There it is. Ah!
We haven't given the band their due tonight, so.
Now, let's talk about the band for a minute. They're doing a fine job sitting over in the corner. Thank you, house band.
Yes, I appreciate that. Appreciate the work you do. Appreciate the hours we don't see.
I know.
We see the little clips here, but what I appreciate the hours we don't see.
Yeah, because they spent hours just synchronizing that.
Always tight. It always sounds exactly the same.
That's what repetition does for you.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to be good at anything in life, you have to do it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And that's boring as fuck. That's why I'm not good at anything.
That's why we've got 38 episodes now on the podcast.
Isn't that ridiculous?
Yeah. That's a really
38 fucking episodes.
Yeah.
When we first did this, I'm like, well, we'll give it a shot. We might go 5, 10, 15 episodes.
Yeah. What the hell? It'll be out there forever on the interwebs.
Phil will give up like he always does.
I mean, I figured at least if I record this podcast, it will stay on the internet longer than my nudes.
And look at this bullshit. We're actually buying new equipment and other shit for this stuff.
Yeah, we're doing things that are trying to make it better.
We're upping our production values, and what the fuck have we gotten ourselves into?
I'm not sure.
The only thing we need now are listeners, sponsors, fans.
Sponsors. I don't
give a fuck about fans. We love you, fans, but yeah.
Well, are you really fans? They're more or less just people that listen.
I don't look at I used to look at the numbers for our downloads. I don't care anymore.
No, we've gotten to kind of to a point. We're still growing.
Right.
Every week, we
we're
can
growers,
see the percentage.
Not showers, by the way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're waiting to we're waiting to put a hole in the front of our pants. Is what we're doing.
That big dick energy.
Yes. Which is not there yet, but we're hoping.
Close.
We're hoping.
There's some circulation.
Probably the only shot we have at a big dick.
There's some circulation there, but not a lot happening right now.
No, it's more like a relief valve.
It's a Lake Placid situation right
yes. now. With no big crocodile.
No.
No big crocodiles on Lake Placid.
What about crocodiles? Where do they get off? What do they rate? You know what I would love to see? A crocodile eat a goose.
Shit, yeah.
I would pay for that shit. If you have a goose and a crocodile, feed the goose to the crocodile and send me a video.
Is your Amish infatuation, is that more of a you enjoy watching the Amish trot down the road, or you would like to see them also eaten by a crocodile? Yeah, and you don't have to worry about offending them. They're not listening.
You're really putting me on the spot here. And that's what I always say about it, because people are like, well, they can't be photographed, and here you are taking snaps of them. I'm like, if they have a problem with it, they can either snap me back or email me and let me know.
Well, see, this goes along with my new project that I'd like to promote right now.
Ooh,
First time I've ever promoted it.
I haven't talked about the mosaics, presidential dick mosaics in a while, but that project's coming along nicely, too.
This is kind of along the same thing.
Okay.
I would like people to send us pictures. They say pictures can take the soul of a person, and I believe that's what the Amish believe. So if we take those souls and we give them to gingers.
What about pictures of gingers? Are they doubly in the hole at that point, then?
Not if we give them an Amish picture.
Can you be Two Souls Down?
No, I don't think so.
That's actually a great band name, Two Souls Down.
That is a good band name. Damn. Copyright.
Yeah.
Copyright. Trademark.
Wade, get on that.
Yes. Hurry up, Wade. If that's not done by the time I get done talking about this, I'm disappointed in you. You are a failure.
We love you, Wade. You should come on the show again. Maybe
yes,
talk
definitely.
more next time.
Yeah, I think we can get him to talk more.
Wade.
He broke his cherry.
Wade's a deep thinker. That's his problem.
Yeah, where we don't think.
No, not at all.
Whatever.
Fuck. The worst thing I could possibly do is think.
So
Trust me.
I really would like to give Amish souls to gingers.
Is this this is a great program. This should be some sort of charity, I feel like.
I think we could start a 501c3.
It should be like
the
A to G charity, Amish to Ginger charity.
Yeah. And let's face it, the Amish aren't using those souls.
They fucking don't even listen to the radio.
No. They're certainly not listening to our podcast. So get a picture.
Fuck you Amish people for not listening to our podcast.
And here's a question. I don't know.
About this now.
I don't know.
Sorry, Mom.
I don't know for sure. But my guess is that if we have a picture of 4 Amish people, there's 4 souls in that picture. And we can spread those around.
To 4 gingers.
Yeah.
This is a Robin Hood situation. We're stealing from the rich and giving to the poor.
Well,
but we're dealing in souls.
Yes. Are the Amish, do they have more than one soul themselves, being that they're so pure?
Jesus Christ. Yeah, they're so pure.
Yeah.
All they think about is sex and wanting to talk on your phone.
Yeah.
Probably to call a sex line.
Probably.
Talk about doing sexual Amish acts.
They probably run a sex line from your phone.
They probably do. That's what's going on. I wondered.
Yeah, my beard is real thick. I'm showing some wrist and some ankle right now.
Oh. By the way, I got a haircut and a beard trim.
I noticed that.
Yeah, I'm coming back into society, slowly but surely being reacquainted with norms.
You look way less like a Yeti than you did a week ago.
It's good. I decided to finally get a haircut. It wasn't any sort of protest. I was just being sort of lazy.
Yeah. Well, I need a haircut bad, and my haircut person is fucking around in Tennessee or whatever right now. So
unbelievable. What's up with all these fuckers on
bullshit.
vacation right now?
It's spring break. They think they need to go somewhere. They're all going to come back and,
talk about
be all tanned and sunburnt. I hope you're miserable.
And talk about how great your trip was. Yeah, go fuck yourself. Why don't you listen to the Quick Trip instead?
Yeah, much better.
Yeah,
much better.
Much more enjoyable and cost a whole hell of a lot less.
We should start doing a quiz and give frequent trip miles for the quick trips.
I think so too.
And
I like
you
this
can
idea.
turn those in for points. And if you supply us with Amish souls, you'll get extra points.
That's a Connect 4 right there. If you supply us with an Amish soul.
Yeah,
I like it.
I do too.
I think I fully appreciate this idea. We should probably print up some bingo cards too for various things that we say. Like every time I say something, you can't say absurd. That's too much of a generalization because most things I say are absurd.
Well, it'd have to be specific things, but we could
like
come up with
episode 2.
Yeah.
Or,
Drink.
Yeah, or how many times I apologize to my mother.
Yeah.
Because that happens almost every episode.
Yep.
She gave me a book the other day, a book. It was one of those meaningful, deep books. I enjoyed it, but I'm like, that's where my wife's at.
Everybody at home is going, he read?
Well, it's a children's book for the most part. It has a lot of pictures.
Okay, pop-ups.
So, yeah, pop-ups. And they scared me. That's the problem.
They were surprised. I didn't know they were there.
Yeah.
I had no
Every
idea.
time I turned the page, I got another surprise.
Fantastic.
Pop-up books are the shit, by the way.
We just crossed over the hour mark.
Oh, we're doing great. How are the kids doing out there? Everybody doing okay? Are you doing okay? Have you consumed?
Let us know.
Have you consumed your Bartles and James that somebody brought for you, and Chris Hansen's sitting there? And
Have a seat right over there. Just have a seat.
let's talk.
Go ahead and sit down.
Let's talk for a minute.
Yeah, let's talk. About
Just
it
come
a
over
lot
here and talk to me.
Yeah.
No, I want to leave. Oh no, you're not going anywhere.
This duct tape is not for you, Chris Hansen. Neither is the Bartles and James. I need that for later.
But don't make me use it. Could you imagine how Chris Hansen managed to get sexually molested doing that show?
Well,
This took a drastic turn for the worse.
folks, I was willfully molested. I was unwillingly molested.
I was catfished.
Yeah. Turns out I've been the 14-year-old girl all along.
That's a tagline right there. Turns out I've been the 14-year-old girl all along.
After years of doing this, I've consumed so much Bartles and James, there ain't nothing left of me.
I have no soul. Somebody took a picture and gave it to a ginger.
And there's been so much Vaseline rubbed on this body, I'm waterproof.
And my ass is so snake-bitten by terrible toilet paper and a wooden toilet seat.
I'm just scarred up down there. It ain't never going to be the same.
And then a goose bit it.
A goose came in with Bartles and James. I was done.
That's it. I'm out. Washing my hands of this situation.
I'm going to, just like everything else, I'm either going to turn this over to Michael Strahan or that Mario Lopez guy.
Fucking Mario Lopez. Where does he get off being so Mario Lopez?
Dude, he's Slater.
He's the most Mario Lopez that Mario Lopez could ever be.
Yeah.
Which is good.
But he's also the most Slater.
If you're the most of something yourself you can be of yourself, I guess you've arrived in life.
Yeah. I still feel like we have a ways to go.
I always strive to be a better Phil, because I can't be worse.
You could be.
Yeah, I have been before, too.
Yeah. But congratulations on not being that.
Thanks for not being that anymore.
We appreciate you not being you. Or at least toning down the you that you were.
Here's the thing. You see, what had happened was, a lot of times when I do things, I'm actually playing a character. I'm not actually being me. People don't like me. They like the characters Phil plays.
Interesting.
Which is bartender, podcaster, radio guy. It's a persona. It's a
There you
persona.
go. There you go. Well, why doesn't that persona sit down right over there?
Oh, no, not this again. Who are you here to see?
Damn it, Phil. Every week you lure me in with your PBR.
It's called the honey pot.
Your PBR, and you bring a Yu-Gi-Oh card. I don't know what that's all about, but...
And beef jerky.
And beef jerky.
Unbelievable. It happens. I'm sorry.
You ever wonder what people who just kind of wander into the bar and they see us here with all our equipment and our fancy microphones and our headphones and our talking, and they go, what in the hell is going on over there?
I like to tell people we don't actually exist. This is actually just in their imagination.
Yeah.
What's happening right now.
It's like Doug Henning.
Fucks with
Magic.
people.
It's magic.
We're not actually here right now.
No.
And we're not. Here's the sad part. I can guarantee you, we're actually talking to no one right now because nobody listens to this shit.
No, I don't ever go back and listen to it.
I never have either.
Actually, I do.
It's so funny because people will be like, they'll mention things I talked about on the podcast, and I'm like, oh man, that's fucking awesome. Who said that? You did. Huh.
Well, you know, I go back and listen to like the early ones, and I'm like, God, what a couple of rookies. Jeez, oh,
I know.
We're so much better now.
We've improved.
Yeah, we've got this down. we go on. Back then we used to talk. Now we go on and we talk. And we got microphones that we can lean right in and we can talk real soft and real nice.
And yeah, we up the production values with things like this. Nice.
Yeah.
All right, we should probably get out of here.
There's a lot of podcasts
You have
that
more
wish...
to talk. I like it. Tell me more.
There's a lot of podcasts that wish they had that.
We actually... We're very fortunate that you and I have worked very hard, and we are professionals? Question mark. You are. I'm not. But anyway, one thing that makes this podcast so awesome is your skills as a producer and a sound guy, and the fact that we have money to throw at things like buying quality equipment.
Yeah, it is nice to be able to buy a microphone that makes us sound good, because we don't.
Well, I want to know who's in there making me sound better, though. There's got to be somebody in there orchestrating.
Well, there is. You get a free Pixie.
Oh,
with
there's
each
a Pixie
microphone
in there?
purchase. Yes.
Oh shit! Awesome. RFD.
Oh, that's
thank you.
perfect timing.
Yeah, impeccable timing. Our food is here, by the way, and it looks wonderful as always from the
We thought
Silver
this
Tavern
out.
in Deckerville. Yeah, we ordered and we said, why don't we have it done at this time, because we'll be finishing up the podcast. And I think that's the music
That's
playing
our cue.
us off the stage,
That's
isn't
our
it?
cue. And this is the most pre-planning we've ever done, was to order our food and say, hey, don't bring it out until we're done with the podcast.
And it worked.
Yeah.
Is this how normal people feel?
No, they're not nearly
Because if you
this
fail
good.
to plan to fail.
Yes.
Or some shit like that.
So with that, I am Adam Filkins.
Yes.
He is Phil Nickel, and will be, again, when we record again, you will still be Phil Nickel. I will still be Adam Filkins.
As you will, and we appreciate that. Anyway, make good choices.